Hello Aries, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self and ultimately create the life that you desire and deserve. As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have the tarot deck I'll be pulling from, the clarification deck, and the advice deck that I will be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Aries. Let's get into it. In your recent past, you have meant to be with the 10 of Cups in reverse. In your recent past, there's this energy of feeling as if you have found what's meant for you. Feeling as if, you had certain expectations of a path, of a person, of a job, of something. I don't think those expectations necessarily panned out just based on how things are going here. Because in your current energy, you have truth with the 7 of Cups. So there's something that you're needing to see, some sort of truth that you're needing to see. The 7 of Cups is this energy of feeling a little bit lost, a little overwhelmed. And maybe that's why you're not kind of wanting to face something, or you have recognized something and haven't wanted to act on it. So basically what I could gather from this, and I'm not saying this is actually what's going on, but this is just an example. You meet this person, you feel as if they're the perfect person for you. You have all of these expectations of the connection, but then as things move on, as things keep, move along, you start to see that things aren't necessarily evolving into what you thought that they could be, and the potential that you saw starts to become less and less attainable. And so then you start sacrificing your needs. The connection starts to be more painful than it is good, and you don't want to face that because it's really scary to have to think about your life without that person. That's just an example, okay? Same kind of thing could be with a job, with a path, any kind of experience here. And so now I feel like there's this energy of feeling a little bit lost, not knowing what your next move is, not knowing what to do, what decision to make. But then in your immediate future, you have Judgment with New Beginnings. This Judgment card literally is like acceptance of truth. And then this Beginnings card is obviously stepping into a new beginning in your life. So there is a new beginning that's available for you. That's all that I can see with that, though. I feel like we'll get a lot more when it comes to tarot. Now, then this advice card, it felt really kind of out of left field. It didn't feel like it aligned with this reading. I pulled it and I was like, maybe I didn't set my intention right. So I put the card back in the deck, and then I pulled another card, and it was the same exact card. So I was like, okay, obviously this is supposed to be the one that I read. It says cooperation instead of competition. It says, what's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there is an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. And I'm going to be straight up with you, Aries. I have no idea how this ties into the reading yet. I feel like I'm going to have to get some more info from tarot before I start to understand how this connects. I mean, the biggest thing that I do know about just life in general is that what is meant for us, nobody can get in our way of that. So if you're wanting success, or if you're wanting a relationship that you desire and deserve, if you're wanting financial stability, nobody can stand in your way of that except for you. And a lot of the time, we'll look at other people and we'll see that maybe they have what we want, and we'll say, man, like, why does that person get what it is that I want? Like, that's not fair. When in reality, we can look at that almost as like, wow, that person did it, so can I. When we look at other people's success as like proof that we can do that or have that too, that's where we start to kind of shift our mindset from more of a lack mindset to an abundance mindset. But that's just kind of a general message. I don't know how it applies to the reading yet, so we'll see. Now we're going to dive into the story. So let's see here, Aries, what you're dealing with in your recent past, clarifying meant to be with the 10 of Cups in reverse. chasing something. Chasing something. And then the Seven of Swords. Okay. So there's definitely this energy of putting a lot into someone, into something, into a path. Coming from this place of fear that you are never going to have what it is that you were wanting, and ultimately just deserving of. And I feel like that's why it does definitely feel like investing in something because of the potential of it instead of investing in it for what it is. I think we all have a tendency to do that, whether it's in our relationships or kind of in our life in general. We'll say, oh, well, I might be miserable now, but maybe if I put enough energy into it, eventually it'll turn into something that makes me happy. And that's never the case, because we manifest what we give. So if we're investing in something that makes us miserable, we're just going to attract more misery. We're going to attract more suffering into our life. And so the more that we can start to align our decisions with what like brings us happy and what makes us happy and brings us joy now, the more that we actually create the life that we're looking for. But it's so backwards from what we're taught, because we're taught like, be miserable now to be happy later, right? Like delayed gratification is absolutely a thing. And I'm not saying you don't have to put in the work and you don't have to commit and things like that, but you don't have to be like so miserable that it's a detriment to your mental and emotional well-being, to the extent where you're like, I can't do this anymore, but I have to continue to do it because if I don't, then I'm not going to get to where I want to go. That's what this energy feels like. It feels like you felt like you found a path, a person, something that you were hoping that if you like tried hard enough, or if you gave it enough to it, or if you sacrificed enough for it, eventually it was going to become what it was that you deserved. But I don't feel like that has happened yet. Let's keep going. What else does Aries need to know about their recent past? So there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity you're really wanting, something that you're really wanting here, something you're very hopeful about. But it just feels like the pieces aren't coming together. Something you're really wanting, something that you're really hopeful about, but just nothing, it doesn't seem to come together. Okay, so what does Aries need to know about this situation? Like, what is this? What's going on here? That's too many. Okay, so I'm not supposed to clarify. Okay, so I'm not supposed to clarify yet. But what am I missing? Opportunity that you're really wanting, something that you're really hopeful about. The pieces are just not coming together. Okay, let me just move forward then. I'll just move on. Okay. What else does Aries need to know regarding their recent past? The Nine of Wands. It felt like you were being held back, or something was always getting in the way. Something was always getting in the way of this. Things that were out of your control. So that's why you kept investing, is because you kept saying what it could be, but then it's like something always came up. Something always held you back from getting to this place. I'm not gonna lie, I'm confused. I'm confused at what the underlying is here. But I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, current energy. What does Aries need to know about their current energy? We'll get more clarification on what's going on, I think, as we continue to move forward through the reading. Because here's the truth that you're needing to know. So maybe that's why I'm not supposed to clarify, is because it's coming out in your current energy. Truth of the Seven of Cups. The Devil, the Chariot, and the World. Damn. Okay. So, this is a big message. Okay. Sometimes we attach ourselves so much to a specific outcome, to something that we really think we want or we really think we need, whether it's a person, whether it's a job, a career path, whatever the case is. Sometimes we attach ourselves so much to a certain outcome that we almost close ourselves off completely to what's like really truly meant for us in a way. And I feel as if there was a little bit of that happening, or a lot of it, maybe even of that happening. And it's like you were so attached to this outcome, but no matter how much you tried, how much you gave to it, how much you invested, it's just, it never progressed. It never grew. It never became anything more than like really where you started. Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't like no progress was made, but it just felt like, I don't want to say like more effort than it was worth, because that sounds doesn't sound great, but like you were stuck in this cycle. I mean, it was a cycle. It was a cycle of like wanting things to change, wanting things to evolve, having a lot of hope, and then just being like disappointed or let down or ending up, feeling like you're right back at the beginning. And again, like just that cycle appears again. I got a lot of hope. Maybe things are going to be different this time. And then just like, nope, not different. Okay. And it's like you were trying and you were investing and you were giving everything you had, and it just wasn't amounting to anything. And I feel like that's still the case too. Isn't amounting to what it is that you were ultimately looking for in it. And I feel like that's the truth, that you don't want to accept that this, whatever this is, isn't capable of being what it is that you deserve. Sometimes we have to cut our losses, right? But I'm not saying that's necessarily, I don't know. Let me just keep going. What else does Aries need to know about their current energy? Because I'm still wondering how this ties in. The Fool. So there's the new beginning. There you are. Whoa. Okay. So here you are as the King of Wands. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter, but this is definitely you. Ten of Swords, Fool. The Fool is this new beginning. But then you have this Ten of Swords. I mean, this has been painful. This has been freaking hard for you because, there's a Three of Swords in addition to the Ten of Swords. Because, again, I feel like you gave so much to this path, to this situation, and it's just like, all it seems to do is freaking hurt you here, Aries. But sometimes we invest so much in something that we're like, I don't want, my time and my energy to be wasted, so I might as well keep investing to see like maybe things will change, maybe they'll be different this time. And again, it's like this almost became the norm for you. Oh yeah, got my heart broken again, or got betrayed again. That's just kind of how it goes, that's I feel like it almost became normal for this experience because of the cycle that you were in. And this is about getting out of that cycle. This is about a new beginning for you, because this isn't, well, it's obviously not making you happy, but it certainly isn't what you deserve. Instead, it's almost like you feel that since that didn't work out, or this isn't working out, that you're never going to get what you want. It's like this in your mind, and I feel like that's that devil coming through. In your mind, this was the only path, the only way, the only potential that you had to be happy, loved, successful, abundant, whatever the case is. And I don't know why there's such a strong attachment, but I do know that that's not true, because what is meant for us will never pass us. And if a path isn't working to get us where we're trying to go, then it doesn't mean that we can't have what we want, it means we need to redirect. We need to redirect path. Okay. More for Aries current energy. Still wondering what this cooperation instead of competition means. I feel like, well, no, I'm going to wait till I have a little more clarity. Current energy for Aries. Hermit with the 8 of Pentacles, and then there's the 7 of Cups, the same 7 of Cups as you have right there. So there's this need to look at why you're giving so much to this path, because I don't think it's for you, because the actual investment into this, like what you're doing, it doesn't make you happy. It doesn't fulfill you. So are you doing it for what it can become? Are you doing it to prove people wrong? Are you doing it to be better than someone else? I don't know. I'm not saying that's the case, but like why are you giving so much to this? And like, I'm not saying like you're so stupid for doing this by any means. I mean, ask yourself that question. I mean, there have been so many times in my life, you know, looking back now, where I can see that I was doing something because I thought that I had to. I thought that I needed to. I thought that being miserable and suffering my way through life was the only way. You know, that survival mode mentality can really keep you trapped in way less than what you're actually truly capable of experiencing. Now, sometimes we invest in something because we literally don't know another way. We're like, well, I have to have this miserable job that I hate because I don't know another way. I don't have another option. Or I have to stay in this relationship with this person who treats me poorly because I don't know another way. I don't have another option. And the universe is trying to tell you, like, you do have choices here. Like, you have access to a lot of choices, actually, and a lot of options. I just feel like you're needing to accept that what you've been doing hasn't been working, because it certainly isn't making you happy. And I'm wondering if trying to understand why you're giving so much to it, even though it's because it's hurting you. Like, giving so much of yourself to this is literally hurting you. Maybe you're getting physically ill. You know, maybe you're so stressed out that you're physically ill. Maybe, I don't know, it's causing mental health issues. Like, whatever the case is, this situation, it's not that it's not making you happy. Like, obviously it's not, but it's like freaking hurting you. And I feel like you continue to invest. And my question to you, the universe's question to you, is why? Why do you think you have to? Do you believe you are deserving of this? Is this as good as you think it can get for you? Is this as much as you think you're capable of? Is this why do you think that this is the only path for you? Because the universe is saying it's not. But it's almost like you feel, there could be a part of you that feels like you'd be behind other people, or I don't know what it is. I do think that what I'm getting with this, and I was going to say it before, but it keeps coming up, so I think that this is what this is saying. Cooperation instead of competition. You know, sometimes we look, and I said this at the beginning of the reading, but I feel like it's important for someone out there, at what other people have or how far other people have gotten or the success that they've attained, and we think, you almost get angry that, and it's okay to admit this. Jealousy is it's a natural part of being human. But we look at other people and we say, why do they get to have that, but I don't? You know, why do they get the happy, healthy relationship, but I don't? Why do they get to have good health, but I don't? Why do they get XYZ, but I don't? And the universe is trying to tell you, it's not that you can't have it. In fact, what you want is very much meant for you. But there's this need to stop trying so hard. That's what's coming through. Stop trying so hard to create it in places that are quite literally making you miserable, Aries. at least for those of you who's reading this, is like, this isn't fair to you. This isn't what you deserve. But I feel like you don't have another way. You don't have another option, but you do. Like, you might not know it yet, but the universe is saying you do. There is another way. You do have a choice here. But it's going to require you to kind of accept. I think so much of the time we don't want to see things as they are. We want to see them either as we want them to be or as we hope that they eventually can be. And that blocks us from making the best decision for ourselves because we hold on to this idea of like what could be. And when we do that, we get hurt every single time a situation proves to be the same as it has always been, so we get frustrated and angry at people who don't change or a situation that doesn't evolve, when in reality the situation just kind of continues to be the same it's always been, and we've been wanting it to change. And that's where resentment builds, and that's where frustration starts to arise, and this belief that the universe isn't supporting you. And in reality, the universe, I feel, is actually redirecting you to something different, to a different path. I mean, you have a new beginning here. So this has been painful. This has been a painful cycle, but the universe wants you to know that there is another way. Okay. Let's go shift gears. What does Aries need to know about their immediate future should they choose to move forward in alignment with their higher self? Magician. This feels more like a bit of a warning from the universe to watch the way you speak about your reality as you move forward. This is something I have witnessed being like directly impactful firsthand. When we speak about ourselves in a negative light, or we speak about our life in a negative light, like, oh, I'm so stupid, or I'm so broke, or I'm never going to have what I want, or everybody always screws me over, universe is out to get me, whatever the case is. When we say those things, our brain, our subconscious, the universe is listening. It's listening to everything we think and to everything we say. And the more that we speak these negative, possibly realities, like, I'm not saying you're not experiencing it, but the more that we affirm these negative aspects about our reality, the more they actually start to manifest. And I feel like that's kind of what's been happening here. So reframing the way that you view your life is necessary here. I don't know, a lot of these messages seem to be so disconnected. Like, I don't know how they're all flowing. This is a strange reading, Aries, and the way that it's coming through. It's almost like, yeah, because there's the 5 of Cups. It's like you speak of disappointment. This probably isn't going to work out. This is probably going to, I'm probably going to fail. I'm never going to get there. This will probably suck. And it's like you continue to experience that. But the universe wants you to know that there's so much more. I don't know, I keep getting this vibe. There's another way. There's another way that doesn't require what you've been dealing with. But you've got to be open to that before you can experience it. If you think that what you're experiencing is as good as it can get for you, then you're going to continue to experience the same things. So what else does Aries need to know about their immediate future should they choose to move forward in alignment with their higher self? Who are these people? Queen of Pentacles and Queen of... Aries, Aries, Aries. You've been living your life for other people. These aren't you. This isn't you. Maybe you've been investing in a situation or in a place, whatever, a job, a person that requires you to be someone you're not, or these goals or that you're trying to reach, it's like there's somebody else's for you. You're trying to prove to someone that you're good enough, or you're trying to live out the dreams that someone else has placed on you. This is an energy of living your life for someone else, not for yourself. Now, maybe you feel you have to in some way. You feel like, but that's why you're not getting what it is that you're wanting, is because you aren't aligning with making decisions and investing in people and situations that align with you. I'm very much getting this like trying to prove yourself to others vibe in this reading. This is something I will be 100% honest with. I have struggled with a ton on my journey. For the better part of my like childhood and young adulthood, my entire identity and the way that I received love and validation was through my accomplishments, was through my achievements. I was a D1, I was a gymnast my whole life. I went to a D1 school on scholarship for gymnastics. I was very successful in that field, and it was like what I was known for. I was known for being a successful gymnast in like my circle of family and friends. And in my mind, and that the sport of gymnastics made me absolutely miserable. I hated it. I hated every single second of it. I was miserable physically. I was miserable mentally. I didn't even like the sport, but I did it because that was the only way I knew how to be successful. And I felt that being miserable if I wasn't miserable, I wasn't being successful, and I wasn't successful, I wasn't receiving the love and validation that I felt I needed. I promise this is going to make sense, but bear with me. It took me a really long time to recognize that I got to define what success was for me. It didn't really matter what other people thought of it, especially when I left kind of my successful career as a financial advisor and became a tarot reader. You know, you can only imagine what I faced when that happened. And, you know, I've learned that like my happiness actually disappoints some other people because it's not what they had in mind for my happiness. And I've had to learn that that doesn't matter because it's my life, and living my life to make me happy is the only way that I'm going to be happy. Living my life for others made me miserable. And that I kind of get that similar vibe in this reading, because with the Wheel of Fortune, the universe wants to spin things in your favor here. But Aries, it is time for you to get what you want. Not what other people want for you, not helping other people get what they want, not, you know, I don't know. It's time for you to align with what you want here. And the universe is doing everything in its power to make it happen. So that's why certain things aren't working out. You're being held back because the universe is saying, this isn't the way, this isn't the path. There's something so much better. There's a better relationship, ultimately just way less painful. But in order for you to find that path, you've got to get in touch with what it is that you want out of your life. Not what you think is going to make other people happy or what you think other people want for you, but like, what do you want to experience? I remember when I kind of stepped on this spiritual journey and I had to decide what it was that I want. I had no idea. My whole life had been about how to make my parents proud and how to make other people think that I was an impressive person and like all of this stuff. I never once for a single second thought about what was going to make me happy. And the best way that we can start to do that is figure out what we want to feel on a day-to-day basis. Feel at peace, feel successful, feel abundant, feel secure, you know? So then we can start to align our decisions with what we're trying to feel instead of what we're trying to accomplish. Because I feel the more that you force something to be what you want it to be, the more you end up getting hurt, right? I mean, the more you try to be miserable now for the hopes of not being miserable later on, the more miserable you end up being. And I feel like the universe is saying you can still have what you're looking for. The success, the love, the whatever it is, you can still have what you're looking for, but this isn't the way to get there. Let's get one more. Immediate future for Aries. What Aries can expect what you can expect moving forward, should you choose to move forward in alignment with your higher self, is the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, it's positive energy, but I don't know, it feels like there's this need to take a look at why you're doing what you're doing, like why you're allowing yourself to be as miserable as you are, and why you think you have to be to get to where you're trying to go. Okay. What Aries needs to know about their immediate future. Whoa. The universe is asking you to take a leap of faith towards something better. But the thing is I don't, you might not know what that answer is yet. Hang on. Give me just a second. Okay, hang on. I want a little bit more on this Seven of Cups, because it feels like you actually have options. An option, I don't know if you see them or not, but you currently have other paths available for you. Yeah, you do. You do. There are other paths available for you. So you have options here. I don't know if you think you don't. I don't know if you are afraid of the outcome of those other choices. I don't know what it is, but that's where this leap of faith is coming from. You have other options and other avenues that the universe is trying to guide you to that can ultimately lead you to success. I mean, this is all about you getting what it is you're ultimately looking for, but until you are willing to look at what isn't working and redirect, you can't get there. Because you're going to continue to stay stuck in the cycle of not wanting to make changes. But if you don't make changes, things never change. If we show up in our life with the same habits, same mindset, and we do the same things every single day, you're going to have the same outcomes. You're going to feel the same way. You're going to attract the same relationships. You're going to attract the same financial situation. Nothing's ever going to change. So the universe is asking you to take a look at what you can do to redirect here. And let go of the need to prove yourself in some way. You don't need to do that. Okay. Whew. That was kind of a difficult reading to put the pieces together in. I don't know. And maybe that is because you're just in a difficult energy right now. But even I felt a little blocked from getting the answers for you. So I can definitely understand why you're feeling a little lost right now. But there is another way. I don't remember where I saw it. It was probably on freaking a Facebook meme or something. It was, it basically was like, if you believe that you can, or if you believe that you're deserving, or whatever the case is, you're going to see options. You're going to see opportunities. You're even going to see options and opportunities where you maybe wouldn't see them otherwise. If you don't believe it's possible, if you don't believe you can get there, you're only going to see obstacles, which is going to keep you where you're at, because in your mind, that's the only way. And so the more that we can shift our mindset, which starts with the way we speak about our life, it really does. So the more that you can shift your mindset and your words and, the thoughts that kind of you do have control over, to be a little bit more abundant and open-minded to what's possible for you, the more that you're going to start to see things that you might not see otherwise. I hope that makes sense. I don't know, but I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to jump deeper into these messages and look at what you can do right now to ensure you're moving forward in alignment with your higher self. But first, before I do that, I do have an announcement to make. I've been talking about this at the end of my videos, and I will continue to do so, but I am hosting a How to Attract the Love That You Desire and Deserve workshop on April 5th at 6 p.m. Central Time. It is a live workshop that is taking place over Zoom. It will not be on YouTube, and tickets are required to attend. Whether you can make the live event or you want to receive a recording of the event, you still would need to purchase a ticket. The information for that is in the description box below. The only thing you would be missing out on if you cannot attend the live event is I am doing a 15 to 20 minute Q&A session at the very end. Obviously, if you're not at the live event, if you can't attend the event, you won't be able to ask questions, but you'll still receive the recording of that the following day. I have 50 slots available for this workshop, and right now I think I'm at 23 being purchased. So there's still plenty of seats available as of right now. Obviously, I hope to see some of you guys there. It'd be fun to interact and kind of take some of the stuff that we talk about in tarot and put it into workshop form. But like I said, any information for that is in the description box below, as well as the information on the extended and on purchasing or booking a personal reading with me should you choose to do that. Thank you so much, Aries, as always, for your support of my channel. I obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Aries, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Aries.